Hello, people. I am back again with another tiny comic book haul. Um, I went out this weekend after work. On my way home from work, I always pass this little hole in the wall shop called Uncle Paul's Flea Market. And it's always closed. It's open like 3 days a week, and the days that it says it's open, like it's open on Thursdays. And I'd stop in there after work on a Thursday. No, it's not. They were closed. But I worked a little bit Saturday morning and I left and I passed it, and by God, it was open. So I went in there because I'm like, a flea market. I'm always jealous of these people posting videos of their flea market finds and these great books. And I went in there, and sure, he had a ton of weird stuff, garage sale, flea market, crazy stuff. And my eyes are peeled looking for all these comics. Like, what do I got? Where's my hidden gem? What do I got here? And he had like 6 long boxes out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's dig. And out of 6 boxes, there was nothing I took home. Just nothing. It was all like the oldest thing he had was probably like 1999. Just a lot of current stuff. Stuff he wanted. Like, it wouldn't even like dollar bin stuff. Like, he wanted like $3 and up per book. He had one book, a copy of Amazing Adventures from Marvel in the 70s, in like pretty rough shape. He wanted $40 for it. Yeah, so no major flea market finds there. But then I went to my local comic shop, and he's been putting out some Bronze Age goodies lately. And I've told myself I'm trying to really narrow my collecting because money's tight, people. I mean, there's only so many funds to go around. And I want to start collecting high-grade Marvel Bronze Age books. I'd love to collect Marvel high-grade Silver Age books. It's so expensive. You go on eBay or you go to these comic shops, like, I don't have big conventions around me, or I don't go to big conventions where I find these amazing deals that I see people scoring. I see people putting very good copies of Silver Age books up $50. That's insane to me. So much money. So much. So I kind of I told myself that when I go to the comic shop, if they have stuff that's bronze, unless it's $5 or under, be a little more choosy, get better books. And I swear the comic shop owner was tied into my head because where he usually overprices a bunch of stuff, he had a bunch of books for $4.99. And I said, well, they need a good home. I get these comics like people get like foster dogs. Like, they need a home. Like, that's how I feel about these books, man. I'm like, no one's loving these comics. They're in a box. I need to help them. So it can be in a box in my house. I don't know. They'll be happier with me. So first, I got one really nice high grade book. I was excited about this. Probably the nicest looking book I bought all day. Marvel Team Up number 46. Spider-Man and Deathlock. I'm chipping away. I always say chipping. I'm chipping away at the Marvel Team Up run. I really need to do a good count of what I've got. But this is a nice book. It's a fun book. Pretty. I've said it 1,000 times. Bronze Age Marvel books are cool looking. They're just cool looking. Deal with it, people. And then I've got a pretty nice, decent Iron Man collection going. This is not as high a grade, but again, it was $4.99. It's got some spine ticks. Yeah, but it still presents real well. Got some bright color. Iron Man 71. 25-cent cover. Basically, if it's 15, 20, 25, up to 35-cent covers, that's good stuff for me. Iron Man. Who doesn't love Iron Man, right? This, I was so shocked he had this as cheap as he did. This was I don't know, Bronze or Silver Age, depending on your definition of when either started or ended. Silver Surfer 17. This has a huge crease going right down the front of it, but you can't really see it. And the way I'm holding this comic doesn't look like the Silver Surfer is fighting the Iron Giant right here. And their throwdown happening. I'd buy that crossover. I'd totally buy that crossover. ADD. Anyway, Silver Surfer. I love Silver Surfer. I love this series. I would love to put this whole thing together. I've got like 3 issues of the run. I need to upgrade this, but they're fun. They're cool books. Who doesn't love the Silver Surfer? Come on. Then I always love the bronze horror books. These are great. Okay, so we got supernatural thrillers featuring The Living Mummy #7. Just a ridiculous cover. Like, again, I always love what these characters are screaming. Like, okay, look out. Door won't stop him. It's door, singular, not plural. So maybe if you had doors, this mummy might be stopped. But door won't stop him. Chains won't hold him. Did you try a chain? He's out for vengeance on the whole world. Like, I just love to hear somebody actually scream, like whole lines of dialogue, a whole thing like that in a movie sometime. It'd be great. But Living Mummy, I enjoy The Living Mummy. I've got a few of these books. Pretty cool. And then here's another goofy Living Mummy cover. Supernatural thrillers. I can't say supernatural thrillers. That's hard for me to enunciate properly. Supernatural thrillers featuring The Living Mummy #11. Okay, now somebody explain this to me. When the cover caption reads, "When strikes the asp, even an immortal must fall." I see no snake on this cover. Is there a snake on this cover? Is there a villain called Asp? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Still fun. And here's a series that is criminally underrated, and I would love to put this whole run together because the books that I have of this series I've really enjoyed. Monster of Frankenstein, #2. This is in rough shape. Well, yeah, it's in rough shape. Who am I kidding? But I read this one, and I've read the ones that I've gotten of this series. It's a good book. It's just really well done. I mean, you have really good source material, obviously, Mary Shelley, but it's really good. Compared to some of these that are just kind of tongue-in-cheek fun, guilty pleasure fun, this is a really good series. Highly recommended. Highly. Here's tongue-in-cheek fun, and I need to sit down and see what all I've collected when I need yet. But I'm putting together a nice little set of Where Monsters Dwell. Here's #15 in very rough shape. Maybe there's the asp. Is that the asp? He's fighting a snake. I don't know. These Marvel monster books are always fun. Always. Always. Iron Giant who's fighting them. I don't know. I got the shirt. I like the shirt, so I keep focusing on it. I'm weird. And then every comic book fan I feel was legally obligated to buy this book off the not the newsstand, off the comic shelf this week. And I was no different, even though it was an insane price tag. Action Comics 1000. I bought the 80s cover variants just because that's all they had left when I went. This is cool. I read the majority of these stories. It's all short stories in here, a lot of top writers, a lot of top artists. Just celebration of Superman, you know? It's good. Is it $8 good? Oh, God, that kills me for a cover price for a book. But it's 80 pages. It's nice quality stock. It's good. If you got $8, if you don't feel like getting a fast food meal, get this. And then, since my comic hauls have been pretty small lately, I'm going to continue to show off some books from just my regular collection that I've never really shown off. Here's 2 issues of Avengers I really enjoy, and they're both in really high grade for me. I bought these years ago. Avengers 110, featuring Magneto. Oh, geez, look at that glare. Magneto and the X-Men on the cover. The Avengers are really second fiddle, except for their big, the title. Like, if you just glance at this, you'd think it was an X-Men book. But, bright, cool colors. Got a white cover that's still in good shape. This is one of my better Bronze Age books. Love Bronze Age stuff. Never mind. I'm one of the channels I watch is a guy named Silver Age Dave. I enjoy Silver Age Dave. He's very comical. He has good books. He has good insight into the hobby. And I keep toying with focusing on the Bronze Age books and calling myself Bronze Age Brian. But then I say it out loud like I did right there, and I really want to delete this whole video and get it off there because it just does not flow. So we'll continue with Scoon. Thank you very much. That's a pretty comic. And last but not least, the second part of that story, Avengers 111, also featuring the X-Men, featuring Daredevil and the Black Widow. This is like a minor key because I know Daredevil refuses membership in this book. He's like, nah. Captain America just straight up offers it to him, and he's like, nah, I'm good. Hell's Kitchen's the place to be. And Black Widow's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I would like to be an Avenger. So I think this is where she joins, like, the first time. I should have reread this before I showed it in this video, but I just literally grabbed it and now showing it, and I'm unprepared. Oh well. It's a cool comic. Go find it. Right now. And that's what I got, people. Those are my books. I am going to try to get a haul for next week, but I don't know. Funds are tight. I don't know if I'll make it to comic shop this week. And again, I'm trying to be more selective about my books, which leads me to eBay. Since Uncle Paul's flea market didn't have anything for me, which leads me to eBay. And, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'll show off something next week. Got a whole room full of comics. Got something to show you guys. But please like, subscribe, comment. I love your comments. If I haven't gotten back to you yet with comments, I'm sorry. I try to comment back on as many things as I can. Just get busy sometimes. Busy or, frankly, just tired. Just lazy. The thought of getting out the laptop and typing, it's daunting. I'm sorry. But I do appreciate them all. Thank you guys so much. And I will see y'all soon.